Hey guys, welcome back from Classic Work. I've had a couple of people, well, it's been more than a couple, it's been several, ask about what my kind of daily life is, like what's an average day in my shoes. So we got a beautiful Saturday morning here. And usually Saturdays are my worst days. Everybody wants stuff done, and usually Saturday is the day everybody picks. So I'm just gonna give y'all kind of an everyday whatchamacallit. So yeah, the day begins getting out here to catch up and firing this old girl up. So she's due for an oil change really badly, but yeah, I usually go in and get my water and my ice and all that crap. Got a starter fixed. Love a good load. Old pump trying to hunt governor. Alright, so I'm gonna go get all my crap ready and we'll go show you what I gotta do this morning. I got all the hoods up here. Somebody broke down. It's fine third gear. Dang on. Having a weekend. Oh man, we pulled the transmission out. That ain't good. Alright, good deal. Yeah. So yeah, we got a 966 to go finish up. This tractor is, I hate to say it came from hell, but it pretty much did. It's got a lot of mismatched parts on it, and nothing works right on it real good, so I gotta, oh, that was 6th gear. Left hand's not used to shifting. So, yeah, we gotta go adjust the clutch one more time and get that thing out of here. What happened to it was brought in, if you know much about international tractors, the IPTO, which runs your PTO and runs like the hydraulics from the tractor, there's a seal in there that keeps the hydraulic oil out of the bell housing. So the seal went out on it and it started just dumping oil all over the clutch pretty much. So I got in there and fixed that, and the clutch was shot in it. So we put in the clutch in it, and then the deadgum thing would not release. And I was like, okay, maybe the clutch is defective. So we split it again. And I got to looking at it, the clutch looked fine. And so I turned the flywheel on it. Well, I put it back together and it still wouldn't release. Took it back apart, put another clutch in it, put it back together, and the sun gun still won't release. So Dad thinks, and I believe he's right, the flywheel's wore out. It's been turned too many times, there's not enough movement in there for it to stay. The good news is, we've got it so it'll work. I think the clutch will wear in. The customer don't want to spend any more money on it, which I don't blame him. And, I mean, that's just the way it goes. It's a sad deal, but it'll work, but it's not right. And to be honest, I hate to let it go like this, but I didn't want to split it for a 4th time. So I'm gonna go adjust the clutch on this third. Alright, so on this unit here, this is a 966. This one's got the hydraulic, what do you call it, helper in it. So you don't have to match the clutch with all the spring force back. And you can tell here, we don't have that much free travel, so I've got to shorten it up a little bit, I do believe. So right here, damn nut's already loose. Get up in here and shorten this dude up if I can get the wrench in there. There we go. Yeah, so I'm just going to shorten it up a little bit, take a couple of rounds and do that, and then snug the jam nuts back up. And then see how much free travel we got, and we'll go from there. Let's see if this old whore will fire up. Alright. some gear here. I was gonna give her a drive. You hear that whine? That's the MCV. We think, because this tractor's got a 1066 trans housing, the gears are the same, but there's different pitch on them. That's why it's making all that noise, because we got a brand new MCV pump on it. Yeah, somebody's done some cobbling. What do you think?
Sounds okay.
That shifts, huh?
You gotta know how to dip it.
Yeah. What you doing, Daddy?
I'm trying to get this tractor where to crank.
They go 30-20.
They don't want to get sick.
No. Some of them just, they ain't got no fight, do they, Daddy?
No, sir.
They don't want to live. But yeah, we gotta. Let's see. You put a clutch in this tractor, didn't you, Daddy?
Yep.
What else did you do?
Alternator. Found a short in the wiring. New batteries.
I got you. And this is 24 volt, like the old 4020s.
Correct.
And it's not even but a 4-cylinder. That's crazy. Yeah. That's nuts. Come on, John Deere's better ideas. But anyways, yeah, there's a brace that goes on this front end loader bracket. We got to put it up underneath. And then the loaders, right there, you can see it's been there for a minute. We got to pack 2 cylinders on it. That'll be my job this afternoon. And then I've had a lot of people ask about old Smokey over there. Well, guess what, guys? We got a crank for it, so I'll be putting it together hopefully in the next video or two. I got to get my head back. So, and the radiator checked, and the transmission cooler checked, and like seals for the hydraulic pump, and then I got to fool with the drivetrain and stuff. So yeah, all kinds of good stuff. It's never ending, isn't it, Daddy?
That's right.
But yeah, we're gonna get that brace put on here, and then we'll drive it out there and put the loader on it. Well, since that piece of shit's just being all kind of pissy pants, damn starters done went out now, and it's got a return line leaking on it. We're gonna have to take the mint old girl here and go move the loader, I guess. Sir.
I need a hand.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna help Daddy. Oh, somebody's calling me.
Go like that.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, Daddy. We gotta go at the same time. Oh, never mind.
So you got a blind hole. Stick it in from over here.
Somebody welded this thing in there.
know.
People are nuts.
If they're trying to make it whole.
This loader bracket's not designed for this tractor, is it?
I don't think so. Oh, you changed the oil in this thing. Let it run all over the road.
I guess so. Look at that.
I don't see how you get the plug out.
You probably can't. Probably just had to loosen it and let it drain.
Yeah.
Probably never been changed since the guys had it.
Probably had it. All right. Let me go get our
Bolts.
another bolt.
Man.
Right.
Yeah, I'm great. Damn, I swear.
I didn't even look at the drain plug.
Yeah, I just now noticed that too. That's pretty pathetic. John Deere, that's one of your other better ideas. I'm not knocking a tractor. It just kills me. Man, them clouds are pretty. On how much that people abuse equipment, and it's still here. You know, John Deere's made some great stuff over the years. So is International. So is Ford. They built some lemons too, but yeah, that's pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie. You can see right here where they tried to weld it to this piece, and it broke anyways because of a little bitty weld. But yeah, just crap like that. That's what it feels like.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's all it is some days.
Ready?
Yep.
Lee don't like his half inch, does he?
Oh, hell.
Ready?
Yeah, maybe. Try it.
See it.
Alright. You want to hold yours and I'll whack them?
Go ahead. I don't think it's coming. Yeah, it is. Go ahead. Socket too shallow.
I guess the wrong side.
It ain't on it.
I guess not. Might need an extension.
Try it. You're gonna move the car this morning?
Sometime. Said he had a strap. Since mine broke. Ready?
Yeah. Alright.
Good enough.
Need to tighten the outside up now.
Alright. Good deal. Yeah, get back to my rat killing. Ugh. There's the way a old piece of equipment is supposed to sound. Full fast idle.
Too. I ain't got a kit for it.
Which one, the tilt?
Yeah.
Jesus.
All I got is one for the main bucket.
Yeah, might as well pack all of them.
Huh. Boy.
This thing's a piece of shit.
That one there ain't leaking, but this one is. Like that's been replaced.
Yeah, that color don't look right.
No. I guess pack them other two and we put it on and see how this one
It
does.
does, yep. That's about right. And before anybody goes to saying, oh, these lines look terrible, look at the ones on old Neil here. Don't ever judge a book by its cover. Them things have been on there for, shoot, too long. They don't leak yet. I fixed some stupid stuff up with that tractor too.
You want to put it up on something so you get to the bottom of it?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Fan?
Get a block or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got them blowed off a little bit. I was talking. Oh. See the dust seals riding on that one. Surprisingly, it's a lot drier than I thought it'd be. So, got the lines marked. Start taking this thing apart. Alright, I had to pull myself off my other project. This here's my old Volkswagen Jetta. This is like the second car I've ever owned. And the water pump is out on it, so she's overheating really badly. And my buddy just called and said he's going to tow me to their shop because I got a scheduled appointment next week to get it fixed. So I got to pull the battery out of it real quick like. So the joy continues. Yeah, last time I drove it was when we had that ice storm.
Yeah.
And it took me, I think it was an hour and a half to get back to town. You remember how cold it was? Man, it overheated like a son of a gun.
You want to bring me that other end?
The other end? Sure. So it being 100 degrees, it wouldn't make it around the block, I don't believe.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Shoot. Alright. I was gonna ask if you want me to bring my truck, but I believe the Jetta will probably pull a Volkswagen.
Grandpa's truck. We've never had one pop off of there, so we'll try it again.
Alright, that'll work. Good deal. I guess I'll give you a call if it starts overheating.
Okay.
That'll work. Alright, or we can run by my house and get my walkie-talkies if you want to. That might be a little easier. Well, it wouldn't be a bad idea to stop by that gas station and put a little push water in it, if you don't mind. Here we go. Yep. Gotta go get some push water, and I might go get the CB or the radios. That way, I've learned communication's key when you're doing stuff like this, that you need all the help you can get sometimes. So, wow, my door's locked because the speedometer got up. That's hilarious. Gotta love old Volkswagens, man. I know people talk so much crap about these cars, you know, how Volkswagen did with the diesels and all that stuff, but I tell you, they still made a pretty good car for a cheap car. But that's just me. Yeah, she got 194,000 miles on it. Second water pump, second timing belt. So she didn't quite make it to the 200 mile mark. Alright, we're just gonna head to the gas station and I'll pick y'all up from there. Well, that was pretty comical. Had to put gas in the car to be towed, but I don't think she had half a gallon left in her. Got a 12.5 gallon tank and it held about 12.5 gallons. So anyways, but we're on the way now. There's a trick to being towed, if you've never been towed before, is keep that, if you got a chain or a rope or a strap or whatever, always keep it tight. So when you go down a hill, ride your brakes, because if you don't, getting all that slack in there just pulls every living guts out of both vehicles. So like this little hill right here, I'm gonna ride my brakes a little bit. And then when we get to the bottom, I'll let off, let him get up the hill. So yeah, just a little tip on that in case you've never been towed. There ain't nothing worse than having somebody or pulling somebody that don't know about that. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna make it to their shop and we'll go from there. It doesn't matter, wherever you want to put it. Oh man, good deal. Oh, we made it. She's starting to overheat a tiny bit. She's in around the 200 mark. Looks like. Yeah, I love how we're pulling it like it's a completely dead car. That's pretty funny. No, it definitely is. Whatever the smell is definitely coming from here. Yeah, I think it's my car I smell. Yeah, let's see what it is.
Hopefully your head gasket's alright.
Apparently I'm doing a little bit of everything today now. Now me and Dad's gonna go mow a neighbor of ours' yard, so yeah, and mower's broke down, so Dad decided we'll just go help him. So well, whenever I get back, I'll be working on hydraulics, I reckon. So well, that'll be interesting. pretty thick grass. Doing that. Gotta cut all the backyard too and the side yard. So, yeah. Get after it. Letting Daddy finish up on that side. We about got it done. That's a pretty cool old building right there. That's the old church, or excuse me, the old school for the old church down the road up here. Place has been here since like the turn of the 19th century, I think, like 1902 or something like that. It's a historical building, pretty cool. See what Daddy's gonna say. See if I can do this one-handed. Ground's pretty smooth. Well, we're done cutting grass, and it done got to be hotter than Satan's ass crack out here. Anyways, back to my original rat killing. Go ahead and get this little turd apart and start putting the seals in. We don't need no edumacation. Now these things are goofy. So a lot of John Deere cylinders, so that snap ring you just seen me pull off holds the gland in, but you gotta beat this one in. There's another like wire snap ring that's behind these. I don't know why John Deere did this. It's a really stupid design. I think it was partly so it always had a seal, more or less. If it had pressure on it, then it would always be sealing, but I just think they were cheap. This don't require no threads or nothing. Alright. See if I can get this piece of crap out of here. I hate these things. Drive it in there however far you got to, and then get that daggone snap ring out of there. Just pretty much just push it towards the back. Don't try to pry it, just push it out. Is basically what you're trying to do. I may have to get another screwdriver. One a little bigger than what I got. There you go. Okay, once you get it folded out, then you should be able to pry it out of there, like so. And there you go. That's all you got to do to get that apart. Believe it or not, that's harder than it looks first time you ever do it. Now we're fixing to shoot oil everywhere. Let me move my beer. Move some of these tools out of the way. Here we go. Come out, you son of a gun. What's the matter with you? Are you hunged up? Are you hunged up? Probably fixing to regret this. It's about out. Put a little more behind it. This is dangerous, just so you know. Apparently she's apart, but she don't think she is. Piece of crap. So every so often you have to do something retarded like this. So we got that end of the cylinder chained to the front end of the tractor, and I've got a chain come along tied to the back of my truck, and we'll see if we can pull this son of a gun out of here. This is what John Deere does.
don't know, it may not be strong enough. I felt something move. There it comes. Oh, we're pulling a tractor over here. Come on, you piece of shit. Why? Come on, let go. Thank you. Stupid. Yeah, believe it or not, that's more common than you think. Alright, let's get this song gun apart. Be sure you always look at your nuts and make sure there's not like a set screw or something fancy holding them things on there, because I've run into that a couple of times. You go to get them off and they don't want to come off. I don't blame them. Well, that worker's just great. Swing back. My bias didn't want to hold too good, but you heard it do the action. Probably felt it. Alright, take the piston off. Ooh, fancy. Okay. I've never seen a two-piece piston before. Alright, that's pretty different. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Okay. That one went like so. Okay. I'm trying to keep all this stuff together, that way I can put it back on there the right way. I've never had one of these apart, this style. Alright. She's definitely seen better days. The dust seal is the one that usually gives the most trouble. That's usually where they'll start getting past, if you can look down in there and see, getting past this seal, and then they'll start rotting out. Well, dirt usually gets past the dust seal first. That's normally what happens. Alright, but that's it. That's all you gotta know to take one of them apart. We'll get the seal kit and start putting it back together. Alright, I got the new seal kit. They got all these. I've never seen a triple seal kit like that before. That's 5 seals, looks like. So we take all these off. But they'll come off. I have to get a little pocket screwdriver action on it. Beyond my pay grade. Okay. So I'm going to try to, once again, try to lay them out like they come out, just in case something gets flip-flopped around. I've packed a lot of hydraulic cylinders, and I'll be honest, most of them are usually different than the last, depending on what it is. But there's a lot of different configurations. Okay, so the fat seal goes on this end. This seal is what I'm talking about, this seal. Okay. That's fancy right there. Give her a little snort of the good stuff. Okay. Alright, so I think this is in order. I got it tied in order. So I just got to take the tie wire off and put that on there. That's pretty cool. Alright. As long as you don't drop nothing, that'll all go on there. Oh, I may have to go one at a time. pretty cool though. That's a neat way to do it. So basically these little rings here, these little fiber rings, look like they do all the sealing. And these two on the end are wiper rings or wear rings. One of the two. Pretty neat setup. Take it when you bolt it together, it's going to smash that down. I hope that's what happens. Alright, so that's together. Alright, now we got an O-ring that goes in there in the middle because it fell out. There's the O-ring that goes in the middle. Right here. Like so. Okay, now then, we'll put these to the side. And this little guy has got a wear ring on it. We got a replacement for it. Come on, think. Sometimes they need a little help. A little pocket screwdriver action. Okay, a little more brake cleaner action. Guys, I'm sure you can tell, it's bad when a skinny boy's sweating like that. It's hot. It's bad hot. So there's the new one, we'll put it on. There we go. Some of these have an underlayer piece that's up under there, but I didn't see one, so it don't go on there. Alright, we can put the piston back. Well, we got to repack the gland. But we can get all this together. Trying to think which side, I think it was this side. So that's the way that'll go on there. It's just like I got it in my hand. So, good deal. Alright, let's fool with the gland in now. Now, in my experience, this seal right here, the dust seal, is usually the hardest one to get out. You pretty much just have to beat it out of there. So basically, when it comes to seals, my favorite tools is the combination straight and 9 degree. And then probably my absolute favorite is the Captain Hook. He'll prevent from knocking holes in seals with that little turd. And then this is my favorite chisel now. This is a, I think, made in Taiwan. It's a Napa chisel, but I don't know who made it. Maybe Martin did. And then I've got one of these flattened out reverse ones in there. Needs some cleanup on it. I may have to go sharpen it. It looks like crap. I may have to do that real quick. But yeah, that's my favorite. That's about all I use a lot of times to get seals out. There you go. That's all I got. Oh, diggity dog, that was warm. Didn't even mean to grab it there. Alright, let's get this seal out. Let's see. Y'all can see what I'm doing. Normally I would use my vise, but my vise is tied up at the moment. And my other vise is broke, so get you a little area opened up in there and take the pocket screwdriver and pop that little turd out. Once again, clean the gunk out of there. Whew, I mean to tell you, I burnt the ever living dog shit out of my finger. So most of the time when I do these, I replace one thing at a time. That way you don't accidentally get in there and screw up something. At least that's been my experience. But yeah, that's typically how I do it, and it's fresh on your mind as well. So take our little baby hammer here. Ta-da! Alright, let's replace these two here. This is my favorite tool to do that with, is the old cap and hook. Just be really careful with it because it likes to stab fingers. And always pay attention to which side is your spacer ring and which side is your seal ring. So our spacer ring is on the bottom here. I'm about to stab myself. I felt it coming. Pull them two out. Spacer ring on the bottom, right? If you're holding it like that, yeah. So I could use some compressed air. Ain't nobody got time for that. This spacer ring happens to be a different color, but that shouldn't matter. So spacer ring on the bottom. Once again, the cap and hook does a great job on this because it'll keep you from tearing anything. Because everything on it, other than the point, is round. There you go, just like so. Then we'll put our seal ring. And there you go. Ta-da! Last one is this one down here in the bottom. Get it out. This is where the cap and hook shines. So everyone, uh-oh. Let me take a good look at it. I might have got ahead of myself. Because it ain't gonna come out in one piece, don't look like. You'll run into that more often than you think. So she come out in multiple pieces, looks like. So okay, get some compressed air on this one. Clean in there. A little more wind in a can. Let's get all this out of the way. Okay, now then the seal. Which way does it go in there? Okay, typically I have to see, it goes on like this, or does it? No, it goes on like this. So your seal ring that goes down in there, typically, like if your bottom end, like this is open, that's the same orientation that this one will go. That's not always the case. But you want your tapered end more or less to go on first, more or less, because that's where your strength is on the back end of that seal. That's not always the case though. Some of them are different, but this one's like that. So these things are really hard to put in here. This size wouldn't be that bad. The small ones can be a bitch. But I got a seal twister tool here. These things are kind of neat how they work. They pretty much just grab it like a 3-prong and you kind of just twist it up. And it looks something like that. And you just stick it in there and release it. Sometimes I fold out on you, gotta be careful. Quit doing that now. Get in there. Get in there now. Sometimes they get a little butt hurt. Takes a lot of finger strength sometimes to get them all the way in there. A lot of times you can take your pocket screwdriver. It sure is kind of dull. Just go in there. Man, that wind's kicking up. Blow my umbrella away now. I need that. Blow my parts away too. Stay up here, parts. I need to quit here in a little bit. Okay. And that seals in. And there you have it. So that one, this gland's all back together. We'll oil it up real good and we'll put it back on. That wind is picking up. I hope my sound quality don't suffer. Alright, so I just used plain old engine oil for this guy. Be sure it's clean. It's the main thing. Lube up the both inner seals real good like. Now, some of these kits have what's known as a filler strip in them. The filler strip, let me show you. Goes up inside where that snap ring it rides, up in here. And what it does is allows you to pull these things apart with not having to put a crane on it or a loader or a come along and pull it apart. This kit didn't. I looked through the package because a lot of John Deere stuff will. A lot of your newer stuff will. This old stuff apparently there ain't nothing else in that kit. So you shouldn't have to do what I did, but sometimes you will. But these back together. I'm gonna oil all this up real good. And go ahead and do that now, matter of fact. You ain't got to put a ton, but don't put these together dry. So a lot of times on these guys right here, there's like a lot of rust right here. Take your wire brush of some kind and clean all this up. So I'll do that here in just a second. But it ain't nothing but like a wire brush like this one. You can put it on a die grinder or a cordless drill and just clean all that stuff out of there. That'll help you a lot actually. I do apologize that the sound quality is absolute garbage. Alright, let's put this tube back together. Got oil on everything. Got the tube cleaned up. Remember, if you take your snap rings off, be sure to put them back on. So, a lot of times they take some persuasion. This ain't no. One trick you can do, which I didn't, is you can take a piece of tape and tape the piston in and take you a hose clamp them for a little bit and let that stuff compress. And I'm going to try to get it together without having to do that. Let me get a mallet. Ooh, not really. Still no movie. No movie. Got it started. There's the old hoo-ha. Oh, come on, bitch. She's going every lick. Do not tear my umbrella, you piece of junk. A little more. She's definitely tight. Alright, let's put her back in the vise. Maybe. Beat that seal up. So if you can, try to get in there by hand. Some of them will not go. You have to just be really gentle. Get the littlest hammer you own, smallest one you got, and then go buy another one that's a lot smaller. Go real easy on it because you can tear that seal up real fast. About yay far. See my groove? Yes, we're good. Alright. Put that on there. I'm gonna clean this ring up. It looks like crap. Ugh. Oh man, I wish I just had one to do. I don't like doing multiples of anything. Just don't like it. Because normally what happens is you get one of them that goes pretty good, and then the others will go horrible. That's normally what happens. Now sometimes it's the reverse. You'll have one of them that you'll fight and then the rest of them will go smooth. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Spin back up. That storm must be pretty mean that's coming because it's still a long ways away. I hope we don't get much damage off of it. I'm sure we're going to get some. Alright, so these little rings, push your non-split in as far as it'll go in there, and then it'll compress it some, and you should be able to just, well, we gotta go get a little deeper with that seal, or with the gland in. Don't tear your seal up, main thing. You gotta go pretty deep a lot of times. It's been my experience with them. Gotta go at least 2 inches, maybe 3, depending on how big the ram is. Yeah, if you can get that bottom end started, she'll float right in there. Yep, just like that. And then take your handy dandy pocket screwdriver and pull it back. Or the other option is actually pull the compressed air that's go. She snapped in. Alright, put a little bit of compressed air to it. Just be real gentle. And she should snap back. Not wanting to move, eh? Must be a little tight. That's dangerous. Don't do that. Alright. And that is it. The real way you're supposed to do that is hook up the equipment and slowly push it forward. Don't do what I just did. Very possible to break that spring off or that clip. Snap ring back on. snap ring's about a piece of junk. It ain't doing much anyways, it's just there for the ride. But that's it. I soldered it back together. He's ready to leak another day. Well, I got the cylinders all back together, all dialed in and fitting and doing whatever they're supposed to be doing. I got a mess to clean up here, but yeah, that's a pretty good deal on that little job. So, Dad didn't get any seals for the tilt cylinders. To be honest, I don't think we even knew they were leaking. Should have guessed that, as old as this loader is, but it's the way it goes. But still got to get a starter for this son gun, and apparently the injector return lines are leaking on it too, so that one was pouring fuel out of it. So, yep, that's what happens when you got old stuff. But let me tell you something, guys. If y'all want to run old equipment like Neil right here, or old Deerbrook over there, or even that 886, I'm going to be honest with you guys, you need to know how to work on the stuff. You know, expecting somebody to work on it for you don't always cut it. So if you want to buy an old piece of equipment, learn how to work on it. Get out there and get out in the sweaty ass sun and work on it. Just figure it out. Anybody that's watched this channel knows Neil was a basket case. Still don't look great, but that's not what's important. Old Neil's an everyday runner. And yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover a lot of times. So yes, learn how to work on your own junk if you want to succeed with it. But anyways,